Last time on La-Mulana, we found Pazuzu. We found the fairies. We uncovered a second wall seal in Spring in the Sky. We drained some of the water. Oops. Oh, okay, it turned out alright. I got the ice cape? That was last time too, wasn't it? We did a lot. But now we're going back to the labyrinth in order to try to fight Pazuzu and also, oh my god, lose all of my health. No, Sonic is in front of the exit. I gotta warm up. The ice cape was at the beginning, I think so. And I spent way too long trying to break a wall that I'm not even sure if there is a breakable wall. So that was fun. I'm heading straight back to the labyrinth because we got a clue about this puzzle with the fairy that has a key. So I kind of want to try that. Aw, that was rude. Try that again. Last time we tried to take the fairy to that room and then promptly died. But this room is really hard. I get beat up a lot in here. They do 7 health. 7 damage. Okay, and everybody is super rude. Oh, but she's healing me. Wait, so it's the wrong fairy. That was weird. Maybe with the healing power, though, we can go fight that boss instead. I hate the enemies in this area so much. Oh, a free weight. These slow-moving little crocodiles. Okay, this fight. We're gonna use flares. I only have 13. Oh, and this boss had some weird thing that, like, stopped time. Like that. And I don't know how to get out of it. Oh, and my fairy's gone now. Stop it! That's an unfair advantage. I don't know if this is gonna be enough hits, especially when you dodge them like that. I'm done for. It does 20 damage in one hit. The fairy was so helpful, but we only had it for like the very first part of the fight. I remember if, I want to try to remember if the fairies reset after a death, like if it'll come back and we'll maybe get the key fairy this time. Do you remember the fake sacred orb trap which existed in Inferno Cavern? No. Oh my god. I keep missing that jump. It's a very easy jump. Ichin? I'm not sure how to say that. Need to go soon, but I've been loving La-Mulana. Thank you, I appreciate it. Welcome in. Hope you can persevere through it. Me too. I appreciate that. It was the room right below the map with the angered snakes, but it disappeared once you triggered it. The trap would have pulled you all the way down into the lava pool if you would have stepped on it the right way. I remember, like, thinking, oh wait, this is a trap, and then dodging it, and then falling because of something else. But I didn't remember that it was an orb that I stepped on. Oh, thank you. Positive and calming vibes is what I try for. Trying to keep calm despite this despite this game. Okay, the fairy's back. So are all these enemies. Nope, I'm gonna get hit by a music note. Ugh. I think it's the wrong type of fairy. She's green! There's so many fairies. You're not healing me, so I think different types of fairies have different tasks. Maybe you fight for me. There's one that fights, there's one that heals, there's one that has a key. What do you do? Okay, we're gonna die immediately. I can't even make it to this room. Without getting obliterated. No, I hate this stupid everything. She just goes, hey, listen! The time-stopping mechanic is definitely rude. The fairy is a conscientious objector. Hey, I respect that. This room is absolutely the most cursed thing. And look, I could be patient, but even being patient in this game, you end up like never making the jump. There's not a good time to go. I need caltrops for this stupid bird. I just feel like if I was patient, I would never get anything done at all. So I just gotta go for it and make the jump. Hylian, thanks for the love. How are you? Welcome in. I'm gonna get hit by this fire, but it's worth it. The only patient move is to not play the game. Just absolutely refuse. Okay, let's see what fairy we get this time. No, I didn't mean to walk forward. Who'd we get? Healing fairy. I kinda don't want to go do that fight again, though. Let's do something else. I hit you. This also has... This is the one with the etching of the number 3 on its back. This pit I've fallen into way more times than I would like to admit. Trying to read the pretty mural and see if there's any lore associated with it. Oh, I enraged you. Okay, I'm gonna just keep reading this. No BTTV emotes. I've got them. Did they show up here? I can see them in chat, too. One time for the pit is more than one would like to admit. Reveal the light to the grieving twins. Reveal the light to a world destroyed. Oh, weird. I don't know why it did that. Light to a world destroyed. The hero confers light upon the twins as they hold up the world. Okay. Let's go this way. Because I think this is new. Aww, fairy's gone. I don't know if this enemy can be defeated. Also, I see a one-way door. So, I don't think I need to worry about coming in this way anyways. How many hits do you take? Oh, just a lot more than I did. 7 weights. Why is this alligator like this? Oh, I Sorry if that laugh was really loud in the mic. I forgot that you can walk through spikes, so I could have just walked through them. But, I didn't, and then La-Mulana happened. As if the one trap isn't enough. No, don't knock me back that way, knock me forwards. I see your mistake was playing La-Mulana. Hi Dragon, welcome. Oh, I jumped the wrong way. I thought I had jump control, but I didn't. As long as a trap makes you laugh instead of cry, everything is fine. Yeah, that was a good one. I won't ever do that again, right? So far, this is my absolute least favorite room in the entire game. As of late. It changes from day to day. Because the only thing I have that can aim downwards at that bird is caltrops, and I just don't want to spend the money on them. I like them. They're a great item, but I'm trying to save money. And then if I rely on that to get in through that door every time, it becomes the same problem as the weights, which is like, Oh my god. Do I have enough to get out? This is not it. And like, when do I need to go back to the store? We are just taking the worst path possible today. Chaos, welcome in. How's it going? I remember the one trapdoor. So I'll remember this one eventually. Hopefully this is a healing fairy, to be honest. Because otherwise this was pointless. Yay! Now heal me before I die. Oh, okay. Wait, don't fall on the spikes. Okay, we'll just go back. I was hoping we would get at least knocked back to the top of that little cliff, but we didn't. Oh, but the fairy won't be there this time. I mean, it's not necessary, but it's really nice to have. She'll be with us for a little bit. Ooh, I want that. Is the fairy good? I don't trust anything in this game. This fairy heals me. So we like that. For there not being very many healing elements in this game, we really like the fairy. At least one fairy exists, only to send mocking and snide texts back to Zelput about the time you fell in a pit. Yeah, there's a fairy that heals us, there's a fairy that has a key, and then there's a fairy that I'm not really sure what her purpose is. Other than she looks cute because she's all green. I like the green hair. But we do have some clues about what the different fairies do, so I should probably read those. I'm gonna use the digital notes so I can search for it, because it's getting too hard to just sift through at this point. They can find treasure, so probably like the coin treasure boxes that are hidden in walls. That would be my guess for that. And then reveal secrets. And then there's a picture of like what the light looks like, which we know what that looks like now. Heal, fight, treasure, secrets. And one has a key. Interesting. At least I don't have to stick around in this room for very long now. Above this is a room, not the mural. Not the dolphin mural. No! Oh my god. I'm so scared. I'm not gonna read this tablet again. I've already read it. Ooh, what did you drop? A caltrops? Yes! We have 6 weights. Okay, this room. I need to draw this. This has a trapdoor, which I usually make with like an X. And then it has like another trap. Maybe it has more. It has a one-way door. And I just wanted to try to get to this exit. Installed a virus on your laptop. Zelpud doesn't really need a fairy friend for that. Zelpud is not my friend. Oh. Why do they have to put this little crocodile here on top of everything else? 5 witches? Plus 1 more will gather. At which, wow. Can't spell. Baphomet will be summoned. Okay. A new name that we haven't seen yet? No. Well, I didn't die. Yet. And I can try again as long as I don't get squished by that thing. Does it go back down? Or does it stay up? So you only get 2 tries at this? Stop hitting me with your musical notes! Oh, I ran into that one. Whatever, Jen. Leave it alone. No, I said jump. And it didn't jump. Please don't be a trapdoor. Okay, new room. More one-way doors. Probably more trapdoors, I don't know. What if this hallway is now endless? Oh my god. Don't knock me onto the spikes, please. Ah! I feel like this is gonna be the same spot as the other one, but I don't really know where to jump down just to try it out. Like here? Oh, come on. This one comes down from the top, and then this one is like here. They know that that's what you're gonna try, because that's the only information you have. And there's like that clue somewhere once upon a time that talks about how the twins, oh, there's the save, are identical in every way or whatever. Please, I want the save tablet! The twins are identical or like mirror image or something. I don't remember exactly what that clue says, but I live by it. Please don't be a trap on the way to the save. Behold! The souls of the twins dwell here. Behold this evil place. Alright, I guess we'll keep going then. Sneaky game is sneaky, but actually that trapdoor was fine, because if we had gone through, it's a one-way door up there. That's very silly. Okay, that one's blank. Was that a wall sparkle? No. This is a mirror image of the other spot, so I'm guessing there's spikes in the bottom right-hand corner. But this is a great place to test the theory since it's right next to a save. I still want to try to read those murals if I can. Okay, and now there's another room to the right. This area is fascinating though. And there's another statue with the etching. Is there two Pazuzus? Oh, this one won't let me go back down. Actually, wait. I think I messed up my map drawing down there. The Big Brother's shop is for more exclusive clientele. Little Brothers is for regulars. Okay. Weird. But this isn't a shop. This is a twin gate. Weird. What? I really wish... I can't remember... I saved... And I can't remember if the murals, the pretty stained glass, was in the save room. It was, because I made a note of that. Okay, so then I went up here. And this has the tablet about the shop. So there, I didn't go to a room over here. This had a tablet, and now I'm here, which has another dolphin combat vehicle and this like weird floating platform. It's a lot of money. A blank mural or a tablet. The power to stop time. For thine eyes only time will flow. Even things too quick to be seen will become visible. Become visible. This doesn't make sense yet either. I'm writing down a lot of new things. Dolphin combat vehicle, my fave. Do we think there's like invisible platforms in this room? I don't know, I don't think I can get up here yet. But I'll mark it. Behold, hold the bee. Okay, I don't want to fall there because that, I think, comes out in the save room right above a pit of spikes. I do want to go to the save room because I want to save after I found that money. Let's go over here first. These enemies take so many hits. Oh, come on. Maybe I should go to the warm puddle first. Rude. Okay. And this is still above because it was a one-way staircase. Is this a secret room? No, it's just a gate. It looks like it's locked. So I think that's that for now. I can jump down and see what happens. Maybe let's save first. It's not here. Spin, 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 spin. That's a bummer. Well, then I kind of want to save. Alright, let's just jump down and see what happens. Whoa, statue. Looks like, Ariel's dad from Little Mermaid. King Trident. The Statue of Poseidon. Okay, that makes sense. Here is Poseidon. Fishtail and all. Oh, I messed that up a lot. It's okay. I'll know what that means. Can you see it? Does that look like Poseidon? I don't know.
Human beings, it turns out,
are weird. Hi, Amaraya. Thanks for the resub. Welcome back to the human race. Enjoy your Earth Badger emotes, your ad previewing. We're so glad to have you. How are you? Thanks for the love. Hi, TT. Thanks for the 16 months. All the hype. Alright, let me zoom back out. It's a little too intense of a zoom. Statue of... Oh, and La-Mulana's good. It's treating me okay. I don't know. It is what it is. Of Poseidon. Hi, Yonk. When you keep the stream on for beans and walk away to not get spoiled, crosses arms and leans against wall, I'm just here for the beans. Totally fair. Enjoy the human beans. Resembles Poseidon, god of the sea, from Greek mythology. We haven't seen very much Greek mythology at all yet, right? Hermes. Designs do not belong to any known civilization. Okay. Things are good, just vibing and lurking lately. This game is fun to watch, but I'm confused 93% of the time. Fair. There's a lot going on. I'm glad it's fun to watch. I feel like it's chaotic enough with all the different traps and enemies and things. That is at least entertaining. Entertaining to watch me die a bunch of times in a row. Okay, well, this one doesn't land. There we go. And this would come back out to the left here if I wanted to see that room again. Oh, and there's a new symbol here. Have I seen this symbol before? Is that on one of my other maps? It looks like a 7. Spring in the sky. I need to draw the mausoleum symbol on this map. I haven't. Inferno. Corridor. No, I don't think I have a map of that. Okay, let's go here real quick. Just to see. You have a different symbol on you. No, this is etching of the number 3. Is this the sun? I'm getting confused. Where's my Gate of Guidance map? Stretch break. Okay, and then we'll take a stretch break. We'll get back on the regular break schedule. Where's my... Oh, it's right here. I'm a little confused. I'm looking for... this symbol. This is like a mirror image of the Temple of the Sun symbol. It's like a reverse. Which makes sense because the statue is facing the mirrored way. Okay, sorry. I really needed to look into that. Oh, and there's like a whole mirror room off of the Temple of the Sun, which I don't think I've ever drawn the symbol that's on that door, but I probably should have. Okay, let's wait for this crocodile to come back so I can exit this room. Ah! Alright, let's go check it out. Oh, cool. This temple is gonna kick my butt. I can already tell. The enemies are gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. Wait, this is the wrong page. Oh, I love this music though. Temple of Moonlight. This game is huge. I think I already knew that, but this is intense. Hi, @sign. Hi, Jiggly. The moment of recognition after working out the symbols. It's cool. Hi, Cavernous. Welcome in. Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. Let's turn up the music a little bit. I'm gonna take a really quick stretch break because we're at the 2-hour mark, but it'll only be the 90-second one, and then we'll explore this new area before I die because I don't have very much health left. Dance party! Okay, see you soon. Dun, 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 dun. Hello? I don't want to play anymore. This is just a jam session. I'm gonna skate to this. Okay. I guess we'll turn it down so I can concentrate on the lore. I saw your comment. The great thing about watching streamers play La-Mulana is that each of them has their own way of figuring out the game. In this case, it's the first time I've seen somebody put 2 and 2 together in a specific way. I bet there's so many connections to be made. In their own way, their own order of how they explore. Yeah. It's intimidating, but it makes it so worth it. We need new graph paper. Do 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 do. The game is an overthinker's paradise. Paradise or prison, I can't decide which yet. Overthinker couldn't be me. Okay. I usually try to put the first square in the middle because I never know which way the map is gonna go. Sometimes I fail and I decide for whatever reason I'm not gonna put it in the middle, and it always ends up being a bad idea. Thanks, TT. Hi, Dan and Milo, welcome in. How's it going? It's a really good track. I love this. Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. Okay. I guess I should label this Moonlight. Is that bug gonna get me? Probably. There's these Nebrascitis contraptions in here already. There's like this cool hand on the wall and these cool mirrors. Can I not do anything in here until I turn it to Moonlight? Do I gotta go back to, the mausoleum? Probably. That would make sense. But I just want to keep listening to the music. Yeah, no worries. It shows up in chat. I figured you were up to some modding. Some good stuff. Blocking some good stuff. Okay, well, is there any last stuff that I want to do in the labyrinth before we go to the warm puddle? Man, I have to retrace my steps. How come I can't use the what's it? The Holy Grail. That took me so long. How come I can't use the Holy Grail? There's puzzles to solve, but I just want to dance. Dancing in the moonlight. Can't use the what's it because of the thingy. The blessed cup. I want to know why, oops, rip, why I can't use the what's it. I read it and I saved at it. Maybe it's because I'm already in the labyrinth and you have to leave to come back. Maybe I never noticed that before. Let me out, let me out, let me out! Is there anything else in here? No. Let's go to the worm puddle. Let's see what happens. Is silenced by spoiler police? Yeah, actually, don't answer any of this. You all know the drill. Magic sippy cup. Yes. And everybody hydrate. Hydrate at the warm puddle. Ah, so relaxing. I don't think it's the case that I can't warp to places if I'm already in them, because I've always been able to warp here with no problems whatsoever. So I don't know what the deal is. The labyrinth is just off limits. Let's go back to the mausoleum and make it Moonlight, just for funsies, just to see what happens. Oops. Oh, I probably should buy some weights soon, too. Whee! Bonk. Now get off the thing. It is moon. It is moonlight. Well, heck. The puzzle can't be that easy. Maybe we need to... I like this map. When you get overly excited to start drawing a new map. Maybe we need to go back and look for the fairy again in the labyrinth and try to figure out whatever that puzzle is with the Nebra Sky Disc contraption. There's so much to do in this game. Now we've got a puzzle about 5 witches. We gotta think about stopping time. I have an Inferno map, right? Yeah. And it had a bunch of rooms that I couldn't figure out how to gain access to, which was weird. And I wish I could get to... I wish I could get to the labyrinth from here instead of Sun Temple. Okay, that was a waste of time. I don't know any other way to get to that part of the labyrinth but from this stupid entrance. The game has been really kind with Holy Grail so far. Like, I wouldn't play this game if the Holy Grail didn't exist or I couldn't find it on my own. So now that I have to do this every time, it's kind of annoying. Okay, rude. Especially because the enemies in this part hurt so bad. No, I pressed jump. We're almost to a refill, but I'm afraid we'll get it. I need to stop picking up those orbs. Or we'll get the refill when I don't need it. Oops, I picked them up by default though, so I don't think the refill's gonna help me this time. Alright, which fairy we got? Looks like healing fairy. Refill! It's interesting the soul stones are nothing more but quantized health pickups. Quantizing the game added another layer of strategy. They really did. That was a lot of cash. Oh, I don't even see those things. I don't know what I'm doing. If that wasn't clear. I don't really want to go hang out with Pazuzu. I would like to figure this puzzle. But I don't know how. Yet. No, frick. No! What else did we get last time? As far as Mulbrook and the wall seals. And we got gloves, which helped us push blocks faster, which didn't seem very useful yet. The endless corridor requires the key of eternity. Maybe the answer is just go see Mulbrook again. Yeah, I don't know. What's up? A moving floor in the Twin Labyrinth that doesn't move. I believe it was the third children that created those ruins. The third child had wings, you know. They were about as smart as me and figured out a way to make floating floors. Okay, this seems useful. I made this whole section of my notes for Temple of Moonlight, but I really don't have anything to write there yet. Labyrinths. Moving floors. One of them doesn't move. I'll remember what this means, right? Okay. Third children created those ruins they had wings. And they were as smart as me. They wouldn't need that if they had wings. Perhaps it's fallen into disrepair. As it is old, stomping on it might help. Stomp on it high above and it'll move. That's okay. That's like the Nebra Sky Disc clue. Mulbrook is nice to talk to compared to a certain other NPC in this game. Yeah, really. Fallen in disrepair. Jump from high above. Okay. Going back to sleep. Have a nice nap. Fairy Queen. The fairies too live inside the ruins to help you. They'll relieve your fatigue, but amongst them is a fairy that holds a key. A key unlocks a trap. When you find it, take it to the puzzle you failed to solve. But all of this still involves me walking into the ruins, or into the labyrinth, in this way that I hate. Why didn't it give me the labyrinth shortcut? No. Oh my god. Okay. No, not okay. Make myself a cup of cocoa. Don't make progress while I'm gone. Do make progress, whatever. Do your thing. Enjoy your cocoa. I will try not to complain too much about that save tablet, that Holy Grail tablet, but it's gonna annoy me. And as far as progress, I don't really know. Like, it's really straightforward in the earlier parts of the game because you just go to the map squares you haven't seen yet. And you read all the tablets and you go through all the doors you haven't gone through yet. I mean, not really straightforward, but more straightforward. And it starts getting harder and harder to, like, pin down what even you want to work on. Believe harder, clicking your heels together and saying, there's no place like home. There's no place like warm puddle. Oh, I didn't mean to go back. You would think that would knock you back to sit on top of that ledge, but it doesn't. I don't want to go to Warm Puddle to heal just because of that one drop. And I wish I had a weapon that had a downward strike. And I wish I had a weapon that... Oh my god. Sorry. Is my phone not muted? Must have been either a weather alert or an amber alert. Did that change the camera? No, it's still working. Kari, welcome in. Please. Please, I'm only human. I can't help it. That threw me off. Oh yeah, we're gonna try to get down there again without a full heal, but I was talking about weapons that I wish I had. Yeah, it was either a weather alert or an amber alert. on my phone. Messed up that jump again. And I think one of the things about early game 2 was that it was really refreshing that most of the enemies only took one hit. But now that the enemies are getting harder too, it's like, it was forgiving in some ways that it isn't anymore, and I miss it. Okay. This room is usually fine. It's the room above this that is when it starts to really go downhill. But the fairy's back. So we can hope that that helps. And I got an extra weight, which is always good. Oh, it's a green one. I don't even know what this fairy does. Alright, come on. Whatever. It looks like she has a magnifying glass, so maybe she looks for treasure or... I mean, she looks for treasure or secrets. I just don't know which one yet. I wish she would fight this harpy for me instead. Oh, it was gonna fly! It's good when it flies right away, because then I can get to it and attack it. The game does involve fighting at some point. I mean, I do fight. Nope, I just walked off the ledge. Oh my god. This room is evil. Waste of a fairy. I finished the game. It's over, Petrie. We weren't starting with very much health anyway, so... Bye! Ding! So much knockback. My frustration meter, it's okay. Mostly, I just wish that when I had found the save tablet, it worked. Because I don't want to do this room ever again. But I would like to go try jumping on that platform because that's what Mulbrook just told us to do. At least this bird is gone now. No, don't jump in the fire. And I don't know if we'll get... Yeah, we won't get another fairy. That's fine. There's gotta be a way... There was a way to get... Maybe we just go up and around that room instead of dealing with that harpy. There's another one here, though, which is maybe worse than the one below. Oh, and there isn't a way to jump down. If I jump down with, like, jump control... Okay, nice. Good job. Maybe I could slide over to the right. We can see if that'll work, just as an option. But I feel like the harpy is still going to be in the way. It's not worth it for this jump being as annoying as it is. It gets stuck on the block sometimes. There we go. Oh, but I can't... I always do this. I can do this, but it's never going to be enough to jump up here. I forget what this does. Anything? No. Well... And this is where I wanted to bring that one fairy with the key. To go for now, reflecting on stuff and it needs full attention. Yeah, of course, Soul. Thanks for the good luck. I appreciate it. I hope they award you with a doctorate when you beat this. I don't know, for those that have beat it. Keep my hopes up. I don't want that. I don't want that kind of responsibility. I would just go for like a nice plaque and a Hall of Fame somewhere. Thanks for the good luck, Ta. La-Mulana is good. I like it for the puzzle and the note-taking, and lately we seem to be doing a lot less of that and a lot more grinding through difficult rooms and dying. Not dying, just resetting. Alright, we got the heal fairy, so that's good. We found some really good music in Moonlight Temple, though. I liked that. Leotard fairies, yeah. No, I can't. I'm pressing A. I promise I'm pressing A. You know you have to commit to jumps in this game. Like, I know how they work. But you get one chance in that room. It's not even a, like, hidden trap room. That's why it's so frustrating, is because I have all the time in the world to know that it's coming and I just keep falling there. Run away from Sonic. And now we won't get the fairy back again. Don't jump into the fire. Like, I feel like if I can just do this one test, maybe it'll be the thing that helps me get through this room, this area faster in the future. But it's taking me like 20 tries to just do this, to test this one theory. It's very, It did not take me this many tries, but there are certain, like, platformy bits of... Not even platformy bits. You know, the parts where you can fall on spikes or sand in Outer Wilds. Those are the platformy bits. Okay. She's flying away. I hit the jump button. I do think I need to go this top path. Caltrops. I'm out of weights. Somebody's gonna drop a weight. It's because I had to do this so many times over. I wasn't paying attention to losing all the weights. I don't think these drop, that enemy drops weights though. Maybe you will. Nope. If I leave this room and come back, does it... Yeah, they come back. I said I was gonna go shopping at one point. I should have just gone. Do these guys sometimes drop them? Okay, at this point it's not worth it. Thank you. I can't wait to find the serpent staff someday. It's beginning to feel like Argus is the final boss. Because I've never seen anything like a serpent staff or any lore pointing towards where I might find one. I can go back to this save, but I'm not going to. I just kind of want to keep a save that has the Twin Labyrinths. For the novelty of it. Because at this point it feels like I'll never get back to that room. Sankari, hi, welcome in. Thanks for redeeming cat treats for Duncan. I appreciate it. I'm stressed. This game is stressful. I just want to do puzzles. Everything that's preventing me from doing puzzles is making me sad. And it wasn't, it doesn't at the beginning of the game, but now it really, they put all these barriers for you to do science. Definitely makes you want one. If you're looking for any keyboard recommendations, I have one, which is the one I ended up getting, which I really like. Oops, wait, I need to pause if I'm gonna mess with this. Okay, there. I wish there was just puzzle mode. That would be amazing. Because... Or like... A way to make all the enemies just 1 health forever. Okay, who's this? The green one. In terms of mechanical keyboards, I have a Ducky 1, 2 that I also recommend. Mel likes Ducky keyboards. I don't think they make wireless, which is why I didn't end up going that route. Oops. Green Fairy! Maybe she'll help us in a way that I just can't anticipate yet. I don't understand why my brain thinks the button timing of that works that way. Like, you know how there's platforms where if you jump a little late, you can like jump up and to the left, but if you jump too early, you bonk your head. Am I bonking my head? I just don't get it. It's not that hard. I haven't had this much trouble with jumping for the rest of the playthrough. You all have seen me. Like I have as much trouble as the next person with the controls, but nothing unreasonable. It's just that jump in particular. Wireless is a thing people want. Yeah, it wasn't like... Well, I really wanted it to be wireless. It was absolutely required. It's a shame cheat codes like invincibility aren't a thing anymore. Not really. Some games will put like a invincibility mode or like a no-fail mode as one of their playability options, but I don't see like, yeah, cheat codes anymore ever. It's anxiety knowing the next 2 rooms have the mix of traps. I think it's just anxiety about that one jump. I don't even care about the next 2 rooms. But I care about this jump now. Like this room. I have to do 1,000,000 jumps in here. The floor there is a smidge shorter than the art, and La-Mulana has 0 coyote time. But it does have coyote time in that room that I just finished. I just think my eyes think that the floor is ending later than it is. Deliberately allow jumping after passing a ledge. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing that in some rooms. I know what that is, but this room doesn't allow for it, for whatever reason. Oh, and I need to kill this enemy. No! I wonder if that harpy ever, flies instead of singing. Oh yeah, I get 1 more try at this. No, 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 no! I was changing to shuriken because I thought I would maybe jump up and get her with the shuriken ahead of time. So she'd be out of the way, but then I got knocked back anyways. I just want to do the one science experiment, just the one. Then I can move on with my life. It's not even that this is too, like, this is an ability I don't have. Maybe there's something in my notes about why the Holy Grail doesn't work there. I think that knockback is going to send me the wrong way, but it didn't. Rooms like this do have hang time because you have to, if you jump right here, you hit your head. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Oops. Well. We're at 10 weights. Which fairy is it? Green fairy. No. I should really start to write down which enemies do which damage, so I can keep track of why I'm at 80 health by the time I get to this room every time. No! She hits you in the exact spot to fall back. Maybe I should just kill her now, so then she won't be here the next time I come back to this room. How did I ever get through this room? Oh, I think I landed on the second set of spikes, like, kind of on purpose. Like, I think, not on purpose, but I think I jumped up towards her instead of waiting. And fell in the spikes, but that gave me enough iframes to continue. And then this one doesn't matter as much because you're supposed to fall down, right? Oh god, with 43 health. Wait, where? The fall down is after this. Okay. I couldn't remember that part. But this is here. If I could just survive this, I don't know. I don't know if I will. Ugh. How much do you do? I can iframe around you. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Quick save. I don't even know what I'm doing once I get there. The refill is pretty close, that's true. Hi Power, thanks for the hello, welcome in. Jumping from up high. So maybe I have to go in the room above first? I forget what's up there. Oh yeah, but I can get up there. I got the quick save, so that's good. I should get these with caltrops. Let's see if... Wait, what was that? Oh, because it drops 2. It doesn't just drop 1 caltrops. Great. Or like, if you drop it, it harms the enemy, but it can still harm you again afterwards. No, I jumped over you. This is the worst. I missed. Okay, die. Die. Go to the quick save. The refill is close, but I gotta kill enemies to get it. And I can't kill these crocodiles. I can, but I suck at it. Now I'm just at the point where I don't think it's gonna be anything when I get there. So this was all a waste of time. I don't understand. Yes. Goodness. Can't even get the quick save with the full health. I have to go up to jump down. This is the one-way staircase. Whoop. I wonder if you have to jump up from all the way up there. I don't know. Because you can't... Oh, I'm gonna get knocked back into the pit before I want to. You have to like... Yeah, like this. Okay. No, not another boss. Is this Baphomet? Who are you? Little ghosts? I think my... I don't know if my whip or the flare does more damage. Oh, but you have a ton of health. No. But this was after the health refill, so that's good. We got a stretch break. Okay, let's go up there one more time. Just for fun. Whee! Oh, and there's an eye in this room. That's fun. And you can fall back down. I wonder if there's anything else in this room. Oh, I thought I was gonna stop moving for a second. Hi, Trav. How are you? Welcome in. Thanks for the hello. We found a boss fight. It's, terrifying. I gotta read the Baphomet lore entry. Ugh. These ghosties do so much damage. Oh, that was weird. How did you crawl up onto a platform that doesn't exist? That's weird. I just want to climb this ladder. Just let me leave. Oops. Now I have too many sub-weapons, it takes me a million years to cycle through them. This area looks cool. This area is hell. This area sucks. Okay, so we went through this room. This has an elevator now that ends up in... It's only one room above this, and this has a boss. Mini boss, whatever. We can listen to the stressful labyrinth music for our break. And I'll be back in a couple minutes. For how hard it was to get this save here, like I really don't want to leave, but I don't really want to be here anymore. So, I don't know what to do. What was to the left up here? Oh, the other platform. Do you think we can make the first platform work and then go back to the other one? It fixed itself partially. That's really strange. About to get in bed in a bit. Had a long day. I hope you sleep well when you do go to sleep. I'm good. I have been skating a lot. And... I don't know. I'm just so sick of the winter. That's my one gripe. Is that I do not think I could take a single other day of winter. Like... I'm so sick of being cold. Oh, weird. Oh, right, it's just this Gate of the Twins. That's normal. Caltrops. Oops. No! This room. Yeah, this is where I want to be, but I did not want to fall down that. Okay, so this isn't any different than the one in that other room. Even though we activated the one... I mean, it goes left and right instead of up and down, but like... I don't know, in my head I thought maybe when you do something to the first one, the second one changes. My thermostat keeps being weird and kicking on until it hits 62. Oh, that's terrible! And I don't mind it being cold at night. I can sleep through it. But, when I'm at my desk, yeah, 62F would make far more sense. When I'm sitting at my desk, I don't want to be freezing my butt off. And I always am. Invisible platform. Dolphins. Why are there dolphins? Why is Poseidon here? No, don't knock me off of that. Stop it! I don't know why I came up here. I don't want to fight this boss. Nice. Okay, forget it. I'm leaving. Cheer up with this music. Dun, 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 dun. 6 weights left. Saw your TikTok video of the first week. Looks like a fun hobby. Week 2 is up today, if you want to watch that one too. I got some arthritis wrist gloves. Arthritis wrist gloves that took me so much to get through. Are great for being at my desk when it's cold, since they don't have anything over the fingers to get in the way, and the compression is probably good for my wrists. Nice. Been meaning to pick up compression gloves. I have problems if I play games on a keyboard. Yeah, same. If I'm typing or if I'm just working, using the mouse to do stuff, to edit. How many weights did you buy? 15? Compression clothing is great. I got some compression sleeves for when I used to go bouldering. Oh, that's cool. For stamina. I didn't even think of that. I'm just here for the music. Me and my buckler. Okay, let's leave. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Warm puddle for vibes instead of HP, yeah. Let's go see Argus. Oh, I forgot that there's one of these. I should probably map this area. Hello? Just stopping in to say hi. For a person who loves mapping, you've been delaying mapping the surface surprisingly long. We just don't spend very much time up here. It just doesn't feel worth it. It feels like there's all of like 6 squares. And I know there's a wall seal by the waterfall, but I haven't written it down, so I should probably go write down what pattern it looks like. It's pretty linear, yeah. But there are some pieces I'm missing. I mean, some. Who knows how much I'm missing, but, you know. And I have a bunch of software I can't use. That's another weird thing about this game. There's like some software I can buy for 150 coins, but it's like a mini game that I don't know how to play. This is just a big pit, right? Yeah. Rapid water. I'm not a weakling. I'm full of strength. Oh, this one is open. Woo-la-la-la. Oh, birth seal. Okay, good. We did something different. We've seen this symbol before. Okay. Fun. Love it. I don't really need to go back the long way. So we'll just go... We'll go warm puddle it up, and then we'll check that other seal. This one says... Writing that describes the birth. But it didn't have a tablet in that room like the other one did. Hamster, hi. Graphics, hi. How's it going? Progress is slow today. Mostly because I spent a lot of time dying or resetting in the labyrinth. But we did power that one Poseidon's platform. We turned that on finally. But then we got to the boss up there and I was like, oh, never mind. I tried it a couple times, but I wasn't strong enough yet. Or didn't have the patience for it yet. Sorry you're sick, Hamster. What about yesterday? Yesterday we made a lot of progress. Not yesterday. Monday. I haven't streamed this since Monday. Who else would imagine Indiana Jones adventures when they were little? I would find a rock and be like, woo, treasure! Hi, Spooky. So this seal isn't... Yeah, let's do some, I guess let's do some mapping for the surface, because I'm gonna have to come back to this seal. What day is it? It's Thursday, right? I had a fancy rock collection when I was a kid. Turns out it was not fancy at all. I still have mine, Petrie. We went to like a fossil show or like a rock show or something when I was a kid, and I got a couple fancy rocks, like actually fancy rocks, but most of them were just ones I picked up off the ground. And oh, my camera froze. For a long time it was frozen, I think. But that's okay. And I still have a bunch of them. And my grandpa made this really nice box. It's like a tackle box, but he painted my name on the lid and I put them all in there. I missed trash day. Oh no. I have almost perfectly round flat stone I found on a stony beach in Italy. That's really cool. I think my trash day is on Monday, so hopefully I won't miss it also. Then all of us are out of luck. Oh, this is why I haven't mapped the surface, because there's way too many squares. We've passed the limit of acceptable number of squares. There's 5 there. And then there's 5 here. My physics teacher in high school had a pet rock, easy to take care of. Definitely. Oh, and I want to mark this one because this has the wall seal. And if we broke that one by the waterfall, maybe that means there's an empty one somewhere that's now filled in. 20 is acceptable, but 27 isn't. Yep. That's the truth. Okay, and this one looks like this, this, which
Human
we've seen
beings,
before somewhere.
it turns out,
Are weird. Hi, Carl. How's it going? Thank you for the resub. Welcome back to the human race. Enjoy Earth Badger emotes, your ad-free viewing. We're so glad to see you. 22 months! Stopping in to say hello and checking to see if 22 is acceptable since 27 is not. 22 is perfect. All the hype. There's 0 squares. Yeah, whatever. They're map squares. I say square, but it's a nickname for map square. And a map square can be any shape. This symbol is the same as... None of the ones in these notes. But I've seen that before. There's an old emerald mine close to where I grew up. It was the site of many field trips. You can go panning and looking for rocks in the creek, which I think they threw fancy rocks in. Aww. I like it. Anything can be a square if you believe in yourself. Here we go. It looks like the gate of guidance. It looks like this one. Maybe that one is lit up now. No, wait. That's not what I picked up. Those two are just similar. The one I picked up is this one. It gets very confusing. I don't really want to map any more of this out. Excuse you. Maybe my lack of notes is why I bounced off this game immediately. I know it's not for everybody. I imagine you can play it without notes. I don't think I would enjoy it without notes. But that's me. What are these two rooms below? Those are the entrance? Yeah. That's where we jump down. You either get super lucky with brute forcing or you don't. Yeah. I can imagine you can find some stuff, but you probably hit a wall. I saw someone do basically all the early areas by luck. This meant he had no idea what he'd done and spent dozens of hours returning to things he'd finished to frown at them. That sucks. I mean, that's just gotta be really frustrating. You have to have like a picture-perfect memory if you're gonna do it without notes. Okay. Do I really want to go map the waterfall? This is Sound Canyon. I want to map this statue. Wait, I think I did this wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Statue. Saw someone do basically all the early areas. Oh, I read that. Yep. Let's go map. Oh wait, Argus is on the other side. Whoopsies. I didn't map Argus. Argus is probably like one of these two though. I just forget which one. The classic version did a better job at communicating which area you should pick as second, and that area kind of naturally teaches to take notes. Interesting. Oh, look at that thing in the background. Do you see that? It's like two spires coming up next to each other. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna draw it. I'm sure I will come back to it at some point. I went to it right after finishing Ender Lilies, which hold your hand a lot in comparison. Yeah, totally fair. It can be really hard to transition between games sometimes. Okay, thank you for the knockback. Wait, speaking of, I just drew this here because I was like, oh, upper right hand corner, but I forgot. I was in the middle of drawing other stuff. So this one has now the empty wall seal and the empty chest. Excuse me. Excuse me. And this is where the tower looking thing is. Looks like twin waterfalls and this like weird structure. Thank you. Thanks. A lot of sneezing. I don't know. My nose is feeling kind of funky. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I do it? I think I did it. I didn't mark most of these rooms, but I just wanted to come over and mark where the waterfall was and the seal. And I don't think there's another wall seal. Okay. Now what? If we got a wall seal in the overworld, in the surface... Also, do you think that there's a symbol... Yes. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Welcome in. Do you think that there's a symbol... Oh. I just want to check something. Hang on. Oh, this also looks like that thing in the background. The split gate. Weird. It's kind of cool, right? Seems important. There's a pointing statue, there's a big face, there's a lot of circle-looking seals. I was wondering, no, this door doesn't have a label for like a symbol that stands for the surface. I was just wondering. Okay. Let's go look for wall seals really quick. We're doing a side quest, okay? Today is side quest day. There's one by the altar of mirrors. I don't think that really looks like the one we just picked up, and it's already glowing. This one looks like that. But do we know that... the symbol on the thing... on the seal doesn't always match the wall? Is that the case? It's not glowing, so we don't have that one yet. The next one is... the one in the far left-hand corner of Spring in the Sky. And maybe it will help us. I don't know. I don't know. I'll be heading off. Good luck, have fun, and see you next time. Have a good one, Daxon. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see ya. Hi, Magus. Welcome in. How's it going? It's like, ooh, super missiles open green doors. Where have I seen them all over the world? Yeah, kind of. We could go talk to the philosopher again, too. This one's glowing now. So that's exciting. Right off is Dark Car. Bright house, tired eyes. Yeah. What's it gonna be? I don't know. An orb? I can't be mad about more health, but I really want progression. Okay, that was this one. This one we went to. I feel like the sanctuary one we also went to, and I need to start checking them off because it's gonna confuse me. So we can go to the sanctuary really quick. Orb! Orb! I do love a good orb. Nope, no knockback, no! Rip. Is this an orb specific emote? That's pretty good. I like it. Do people speedrun this game? I mean, they have to. People speedrun every game, but like, why this one? Why would you do this? It's secretly broken? Nice. Takes 2 to 3 hours to beat? Okay. So not so broken to like menu warping kind of deal. Hello! The glitches are fun. A red sail, welcome in. So yeah, this one is empty. And we opened it and it gave us this door, which I've been in, and I think, was that where we got the gloves? I should have written some of that down, huh? People speedrun almost anything, it's true. Speedrun achievement is for 10 hours in game. My best attempt was 4.5. Nice. Pretty sure there's a very busted glitch. Wait, hang on. I almost got hit by the fish. Menu warping-esque. Okay. I only know the basic glitches. They tend to kill mini-bosses in like a second using glitches. Impressive. So yeah, this seal is gone too. I don't remember what the design was on it, unfortunately. But if I really want to, I could look it up. This room is still weird. There's a 5-minute run? What? Stale reference manipulation. Nice. Okay, so we got an orb. Mausoleum of the Giants is the area that there's a wall seal. Somewhere, maybe, but I don't know how to get it. And there's a boss. We could try to go fight the giant again. I gave up on that like 3 streams ago. Just carrying around these Ankh jewels. Inferno has a seal also that I didn't write down the pattern of. Endless Corridor has this seal. I don't know. Doing randomizers of this. I could see randomizers being extremely popular, yeah. I do have more HP now. Let's go. I'm curious about this Inferno seal. And then maybe I'll be brave. Then maybe I'll be brave and go hang out with the giants. Is it possible for me to work backwards? Yeah, but it's gonna be a pain in the butt. We'll see if I can do it. I do hate this room because we swim backwards. We're absolutely useless swimmer. Okay, I think that's the worst of it. Whee! It's lava, but we're wearing a special ice cloak. One day we'll have a streamer spoil themselves by playing randomized version for the first time. Oh no! I've refrained from doing randomizer runs because I feel like I mainly want to remember the game in its original form. Metroidvania stuff doesn't involve a lot of ability upgrades. It means randomizer has a lot of flexibility. Yeah, it's like, I do the Hollow Knight randomizer. That's the only one I do lately. And while it takes forever, because you can randomize all of the lore tablets and the eggs. Oh, this one I can get to now. You get to do a bunch of different checks every time you play. Most of the time. I don't know. It's really fun. Tomato soup. Yeah. Alright, this one's gonna give us something, so it was worth it to come here. Me trying to break the wall that doesn't break for like 2 hours because I'm convinced that I should be able to break it. La-Mulana players only want one thing, and it's the shell horn noise. Although I'm still gonna have to survive this drop, which is really difficult to do. You broke the wall, it lagged a bit, that's why it only broke now. But I did the seal. Link to the Past is the only randomizer I've ever learned. That's the only other one I've... Oh, actually that's not true. I've done... Link to the Past was the first one I ever learned. Then Hollow Knight. Then I started learning Super Metroid a little bit, but then didn't really continue with it. And then I tried, oh, okay, fishies. It went over my head. I tried Axiom Verge, too. And I think that's it. Links to the Past and Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise are the only two I know. Super Metroid has too many obscure checks. Super Metroid, I really wanted to go back to and love it. But, I just couldn't get a hang of... I couldn't get a hang of any of it. I couldn't get a hang of the controls. Like, I thought I would come back to it and it would feel natural because I've played it. And I came back to it and I was like, no, this still doesn't feel good. Now it feels worse because I got used to Zero Mission and Fusion, and coming back to it feels terrible. Hi, Jay Signer. Axiom Verge is so good. It's only 100 checks, it's not bad. Yeah, I think it was the controls for me. And I learned, like, a couple fun moves. We learned Spore Spawn Skip, that was fun. We learned Gravity Jumping, that was fun. Dread has made Super feel so bad. Have you tried? Oh yeah, I have done the Witness Randomizer too. I did it with Michelle, and that is the most I've played it. I started one seed on my own and didn't get very far with it. Want to try Bloodstained at some point? Yeah. It's hard to go back to. Yeah, I mean, I would love to, but... For offline games, I'm just pretty boring, and I like the same stuff all the time. And I play a lot of Hollow Knight Rando and a lot of Slime Rancher. And that's it. That fills all my offline gaming. Okay, that was very good. I almost want that, like, third flame to knock me into the thing on the left. You know what I mean? But I still don't think I'm gonna be able to get this to work. It's very frustrating. This flame. No, it didn't knock me to the right. It didn't even ignite. Weird. Different game, but recently I've heard that Chained Echoes is a good new JRPG. Me too. I was considering trying it. Because we talk about JRPGs in here, and every time we do, I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe. But if it's an indie game JRPG that has a little bit more of like a, ooh, this is something that, I don't know. This might be more my vibe. That's all. I don't know how the heck I'm supposed to get in there. Okay, ignore that. What else did I say I was gonna do? Here's the opening in the wall. You played a bit of it and you liked it? I've heard it's really good. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna go back to the mausoleum. Do we stick with this or do we go to the giant? Out of a pure, what would you rather see right now? Not out of a strategy question. Although maybe I will safe word ask as a strategy question. Because I'm just feeling a little deflated. Let's go heal first. Well, heal with 109 health, but like, I just need a warm puddle trip. Your health and mana refill after every encounter. Nice! I feel like combat strategy hints are very different to puzzle exploration hints. Oh, I just mean like, which one should we do right now? Not hints on how to fight the giant, but like, should we go fight the giant or should I keep trying to get into that wall? Let's go to the corridor too, because I think there's a seal in here. We all need a warm puddle sit once in a while. It's true. Oh, there is a seal in here. It looks like this. Which I think is like what the one at Spring in the Sky looked like, right? Similar. There's so many seals. Sorry. Reset on all questions. Reset. And then the one safe word question I want to ask is, do we go try to fight the giant again? Or do we keep trying to get into this room in Inferno Cavern? That's the safe word question. Go fight the giant. Okay. Which is kind of what I'm setting up to do. Giant fight. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. But I wanted to go check on this wall seal first, wherever it is. Oh, this one's empty, so we might have already come here and done this. And we got the door. Right. Okay, perfect. See, I wrote down the maps, but then I kind of need to double check when I complete things that I go back and mark them off as complete. And this room gave us some hints, but I learned that in order to go to the next level down, I need to find the key. The never-ending key. Let's check how much inventory I have. Hello? What a weird welcome message. I don't know. Today? How are you? Do you like La-Mulana? What's going on? This is gonna come out right here. Right here. Oh, I think that I have the Nebra Sky Disc set to Moonlight. I think we should be okay. Hi Cave, welcome. How's it going? Yeah. Did I do... Wait, fishies, weren't you talking about the quick save thing earlier? I did a quick save. That should be enough, right? I don't need to do like a full-on save file. I think it should be fine. Okay, thank you. How does this fight work? The chain, the fist on a chain. Oh, have I not tried this yet? Here, step on these. No, I don't think it does anything. I do have a lot more health. I think we still had like 64 the last time I tried this. The hitbox is still evil though. And I don't know how to do one attack and not take damage from the recoil. Oops, ow, 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 no, 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 no. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for the next cycle. Maybe you're just only supposed to use these. Nope, that doesn't do anything. Didn't we get to a second phase at one point? Yeah, but I used the gun. But I take more damage just walking into its face than I do from any of its attacks. Hitboxes are evil in this entire game. They really are. Thanks for the good luck. I forget what I wanted to say, so it couldn't have been important. It's okay. I'm trying not to walk into his face. The things I love are the animations with rotating sprites. The boss animation looks good. It looks really good. It's challenging for the reason of... It doesn't look like it should be, and it is like really tiny hitboxes of where you can do damage. Like, nothing is happening very fast in La-Mulana most of the time. And it lulls you into thinking that it's just like a chill boss. You know? Oops. I thought I had this equipped and I didn't. Which does more damage? Walking into his face or the recoil of the whip? Because when I take damage from walking into his face, I don't get whipped. Or I don't get... You know what I'm saying. The recoil of the chain. He doesn't have a whip. I do. Ow. This is the worst. Ha! You can do like one hit, but then you gotta run away so you don't get the recoil. It's a whole thing. The music is good. I do like the music. 1 health. I still got the recoil. This guy again, I know. Watching you fight this boss is making me want to take on P4 again. Oh, no thanks. But good luck. Okay, forget it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. Thank you for cheering for humanity. You kind of like this guy? I like the Giants lore. I think it's interesting. Even if I don't fully understand it. And the animation of the giants praying and falling and whatever else they do, those animations are really cool. I don't think I have enough time. Oh, I did. Alright. And I could use the gun. Oops, I didn't jump soon enough. If I feel like a last resort. Oh, cheap. Also, I could maybe find a fairy to come, like, help me on this boss fight? To do the heal thing? Oops. You have to, like, be here and then... Oh, that didn't work either. No, jump. I got scared. Just one hit at a time, apparently. Takes a million hits though. And none of these boulders drop the little mini orb things. Ugh, not enough time to run away. No, no, no. No. Rude. Rude. No, rude. This fight lasts 10,000 years. Is this game in the Wii shop? I have no idea. I'm guessing no, but tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think we're gonna survive. I don't know how I was dodging those before other than ladder tricks. The remake came first on the Wii? Really? Huh. It's cute and rude. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, technically that was the best I've done, except for the time where I used the gun, which I feel like is just cheat mode for all the bosses. But we can use it. I think I have 2 bullets. We can try to get to the second phase with it. Seems like it's an annoying amount of life. We do an annoyingly small amount of damage. And yeah, I don't know, it just has a bunch of hit points, it seems. Also, White Wampus, welcome in. How's it going? Yeah, not geometry homework. It's my game notes. I was gonna make a joke about the whip, but I didn't want to make anyone blush. Find a good strategy and be patient. I'm not asking for tips. I'm just contemplating out loud if I should go the route of using my ammo or if I should keep trying to get a little further each time. Yeah, we only have two bullets. I can definitely stand a chance dodging those when they're coming from farther away, but when it's super close, it's just so hard to get away from that. No. I still have 141 health for now. Oh, I missed. Nope. This fight... this fight sucks. This is so boring. I hope phase 2 is better. There we go. Sick dodge. Ladder strats. Oops, 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 oops. Too early. Huh? Well, we're screwed. Now we're all the way at 85 health. When did this happen? We're screwed. Apparently you can clip through the chain. Stop shooting me this close. Boo. Boo. Point blank plasma ball shots are rude. Extremely. Look at this. There's nowhere for me to go. Okay, well I got the hit. But at what cost? No, that was supposed to hit the platform above me. I definitely thought it was gonna hit the platform above me. Not even phase 2. Okay. Oh, we have 2 health still. I don't think there's gonna be enough time. Nope. I don't even know what to say. Is this day 9, I think? Day 9 is when La-Mulana stopped being fun. Because all my things are either blocked by boss fights, or I just need to sit down off stream and like read my notes for some of the puzzles and see if I come up with any of the more cryptic solutions. But this fight is not it. What do you do with all the notes when you complete a game? I keep them. Hi, Prince Dolus. Welcome in. It would be easier if we had a rocket launcher. Yeah, that would be nice. Oop. I almost didn't jump in time. There's always a possibility for a nudge. But I don't think I need a nudge. I just either need to fight something or like, actually read the hordes of information that I have right now and figure out what I want to do. I still feel like I should be able to hit your feet. Back up. At least if you're back up, if you're way back there, then, you can't shoot me point blank with the plasma gun. But you're getting close again. Stop that. Oh, oh no, no, no. Which bosses you know that you didn't beat yet? This one and a bunch of mini bosses. Pazuzu, Baphomet. Oh, maybe not a bunch. Maybe just those two? I can't remember. Argus. I'm just rolling back on chat. What time is it? Oh, did I miss our stretch break reminder? Probably. I want to listen to the Moonlight Temple song again. And I want to find where all the fairies are. So far I have yet to find a fairy that has done anything for me other than heal me. I kind of want to just see if there's one on the way to the Altar of Mirrors. Just to see if... Oh, maybe Mulbrook has something else for me. Probably not. Yeah. Don't wake up! Okay, I'm sorry. Nope. I think we're jumping down. This room. No fairy on the way here. I was wondering if maybe a fairy would help me open this seal, but no. I love ball rolls like that when you kill the cat. Oh, the ball cats are so cute though. And this symbol actually doesn't look like... Hang on. It doesn't look like the Moon Temple at all. I was wondering if this was the same, but it's not. The animation where they get on the ball. Yes, hi Raffle Iron. Sorry. Hi, welcome in. Oh, thank you. I'm a little discouraged today, but I think it's alright. I think, I have, like, a lot of notes that, like, off the top of my head, aim and shoot. There's the puzzle with the fairy bringing a key to, like, a certain trap. There's there's so many. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's just so many like little riddles that I've done nothing with yet. And then there's mini bosses, but like Pazuzu feels like I can't do that fight yet because of the stop time thing. And there was a clue about stopping time. And Baphomet just felt it just felt too hard. All the bosses just feel too hard. You may have a little unproductive day as a treat. Ruffle. I really don't want hints, but I'll decide for next stream if I want hints. I want to listen to, okay, I want to save and listen to, the Moon Temple music. We'll just save here. I forget why I have two different saves, so I'll just save over this one. 1603.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you for the follow.
Yes.
I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I want to listen to the moon music. Oh, I guess I could have just turned the game music all the way down, huh? And then I can talk through my hints or my notes a little bit. Oh, so ominous. La-Mulana soundtrack. I'm not reading into these. Moonlight Dance. I'm assuming that's it. I don't know if this is it. I can't remember. This was it, right? Yeah. Okay, check out these notes. The biggest thing we did today, I think, was get to Moonlight whatever, and start a map of one square. I have autism, this is not meant to be a dig. Oh no, I didn't take it as one, but thank you for clarifying. Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Is this too zoomed in? Yeah. I think this is the biggest thing I did today, which was get this platform to work, find this mini boss, go down to Moonlight, map out a lot more of this area, this part of Labyrinths. Even though I hate it. I mapped the surface a little bit. Not really, but we didn't do anything with corridor. Oh, I found another seal on the surface, so that was cool. Got another orb. We did enough today for it to still count. Didn't really do too much in Inferno, but somebody's got to remind me to come back to this new wall opening either next stream or I don't know, at some point. Tomorrow we are doing a little community night, so we won't be playing La-Mulana. We'll either be back at it on Sunday or Monday, I'm not sure which yet. Okay. I'm gonna pause it because the rest of these are gonna be spoiler songs. Oh no! Spring in the Sky, we didn't really do anything. Oh, this was me wondering about the counting system. I'll have to come back to that too. Fascinating. Get out of here, Notes Cam. I can't look at you anymore.